Loving this intro. Daniel here. Let's get the ball on the road. Basically, we're going to be doing like a little reaction video to Tudor versus Rolex of Bruce Williams.
Is this Tudor 80% of the watch that the modern Rolex Submariner is, but it...
Yes, that is a sick watch. Actually, I was really close to getting this watch when I got my tag, my very first tag. Very happy I made that decision just because it fit my personality at the time. This watch though is phenomenal. I think that might be my very first Tudor watch when I do get a Tudor. But yeah, let's keep going.
Half the price or less than half the price depending on the variation? That's the question that I'd like to ramble about today. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with my channel, I am a Rolex fan. I wear Rolex regularly. I've been a Hulk owner in the past and a 114060 owner in the past and a GMT Master 2 owner in the past. So I
all obviously phenomenal watches.
060 owner in the past and a GMT Master 2 owner in the past. So I have experience with the Maxi Case Modern Submariner. I've been a Burgundy Bezel Black Bay owner in the past, as well as...
Okay, see that watch right there? Beautiful watch. Look at that. The rose red on it. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
As this one here, this new latest and greatest variation from Tudor. So I have experience with both brands. I'm a fan of both brands. I plan on owning both brands or more watches from both brands in the future as a watch fan. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And the question really got in my mind because my friend Rob, the Salty Watch Collector, we rambled together in some videos. If you haven't watched them, you should check them out. They're a lot of fun.
And just look at that. I can't say that.
The ding.
The ding. That's a better way to put it. Remove the ding.
But he recently said that this...
I can only imagine what they were talking about there.
Or at least this platform, the latest and greatest, the Meta certified Black Bay, is 80% of the watch that a Submariner is, but at half the price. And that's a bold statement to make. You know, you're basically... Tudor is undercutting Rolex to a degree. They're creating a product that basically it is what the Submariner used to be.
Now, when I was going to get my current tag, I was like trying out some different watches too at the same watch dealership, and they have a pretty good variety of Tudor watches. And gotta say, like, Tudor watches have like this magical appeal to them that honestly a lot of other brands can't say they have. But yeah, let's keep it going.
It's a luxury piece. It's attainable. But it's a watch that you can get out there with and have adventures. It has an aluminum bezel insert. It has kind of a flexible 5-link bracelet, similar to the old Oyster bracelets on Submariners that had aluminum bezel inserts. So this Tudor really feels like the working man's expensive watch from 20, 30 years ago. It feels like what the Submariner used to be, but leveled up a bit. This has the T-fit clasp, so...
Yeah, I agree. I would say that it's definitely leveled up a bit from like the classic Rolexes. Now, of course, like technology's advanced, machinery is advanced, people's work skills have advanced, and so due to these reasons within the watch community and market and industry, Tudors are phenomenal these days.
So it's adjustable. This has fantastic lume. This has class-leading bezel action. This has 3 days of power reserve. It's very well dialed in. It's completely anti-magnetic. There's so much to enjoy about this.
Yep, if I'm not mistaken, it has that silicon hairspring with it being the Metas certified movement. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this one was taken from the same movement as the Omega Seamaster. Either way, phenomenal movement.
Latest and greatest Black Bay. And let me give my own opinion here on Rob's statement. I would say that this watch is at least 86% of the watch that a modern sub is, but again at half the price. So this represents a crazy amount of bang for buck or value for money or a value proposition.
and they hold their value incredibly well.
However you want to phrase that, this really is kind of a steal of a deal, and I don't think that there is any competing watch at this price point of about $4,500 that competes with this. I think that this watch competes with watches that cost far more, that are at a higher price point. And I think that's where it rightly belongs. And whether or not Tudor keeps this attainable and affordable, that's not something I'm going to cover in this video, because you know what? I don't have the answer to that. I just have my opinions. But this is a heck of a watch that I've been using as a sports piece. I take this hiking, I take this camping, I take this rafting. I've traveled with this watch. This is not a safe queen. In fact, well, you know, I'm not trying to knock you, because once upon a time I absolutely babied my luxury watches. So, you know, I'm not going to criticize you, but I found that over the years, I really enjoy wearing my sports pieces and not putting them and keeping them in a safe, but getting out there and enjoying them. And you know what? If there's hairline wear marks on the polished areas of the clasp and the bracelet, so be it. It's going to happen.
On the bracelet, like, yeah, that's totally fine. It happens. On the watch case, that's something where I'd be a little bit more cautious on. I'm sure he is too. But yeah.
At some point, your watch will only look minty fresh on the day that you buy it. Every day that progresses, it's not going to be quite as crisp unless it's never worn and is, you know, it never sees the light of day, that just sits in the safe day after day, year after year. So I wear my sports pieces, and I've enjoyed wearing my sports pieces. They're accurate, they're reliable, and I deal with the scratches, the dings, and the dents as they happen. There is nothing egregious on this watch yet. No dings in the bezel, but I assume that they'll happen at some point in time. Just some hairline wear marks, and you know, just a couple little signs of life here and there. But other than that, it's been an awesome watch. And yes, I would.
Yeah, I agree. It happens. Like, I mean, watches will get scratches on them. I mean, it really doesn't take a lot, whether it be a belt buckle, a little door hinge, or like, you know, your car. So it doesn't really take a lot to scratch a watch, especially on the bracelets. So, I mean, you try to take care of things in life, of course, and you want to make it last as long as possible. Sometimes it's good to wear like watch straps for that particular reason. Like NATO straps, of course, leather bands, that works too. But yeah, no, this watch is phenomenal, and I'm sure it holds up pretty well.
Say that this watch competes with a Submariner, but it doesn't compete with the Submariner in terms of price and availability. Now, let me end with one thing here, and it's kind of a caution, and I'd be curious to hear if you agree with this or not. But if you really want a Submariner, if the Sub is your grail, but you're just going to settle for a Meta-certified Black Bay because it's so much cheaper, maybe you score a deal, I think you could be happy, because again, it's a heck of a watch. But there's always going to be a small part of your brain, maybe way in the back, that goes, I wish I would have got the Sub. I think this is a nice watch, but it's not a Sub. It's Sub-like. Maybe it's like the Sub was 20, 30 years ago, but it's not a modern, sleek, luxury status symbol that the Submariner has become today. So if you really want a Sub, I would say buy a Sub. It may be if you're a Submariner owner, but you want something a little more flavorful, I think you're going to enjoy the heck out of a watch like this with the brand color in the bezel. Or if you're not into name brand, if you like the Sub but you're never really sold on it, I think you would love a Meta certified Black Bay. So just again, to reiterate, don't buy one of these thinking you're getting a stand-in for something that you really want. Always buy what you want. But from an owner's perspective, I do think this competes with a Sub, and it's awesome. It really is one of those exciting value propositions in today's luxury watch market, and those don't come around very often. So let me know what you think. Is the Meta certified Black Bay 80% of the watch that a Sub is? or is it 50%, 20%? Is it 100%? Is it better than a Submariner? Please place your opinions, your experiences in the comments below. I know I always get a kick out of reading them, out of seeing what other watch collectors have experienced and what they think. So please place that below. I'm looking forward to reading your responses.
And that right there that you're hearing is their patented Tudor bezel click sound. I mean, phenomenal review. I love it, love it. Everything that Bruce Williams does is on point. He goes really in depth with like all the details too. And yeah, as far as this goes, I really like this watch. I mean, I've seen some of the other Tudor watches. I don't think I've tried this one on personally. I tried on their classic Black Bay 58, the one with the triangle pip. And then also I've tried on their Tudor silver watch as well with the leather bracelet. And those are phenomenal watches. Very hard to pick and choose between those two if one were to like make a purchase on them. But this one though, I know the movement is spot on. Probably a better movement even if it's not in-house, if I'm not mistaken on that. But that being said, it really is what you want. Like he said, buy the watch you want. Well, that's it, everybody. Again, my name's Daniel. Please hit like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.